once again, hello everyone. Good evening and welcome to this session. I'm Mohan Silpercity from TimesPro. As always, with technology, we never know, there are surprises, and my laptop just hanged and it needs a restart. So I'm joining on my mobile. You need to pardon me if you're not able to see my video. Nevertheless, so I think we have with us a very special guest, Mr. Vidyasagar N. He's the Director of Data Science at Salesforce.com. He has over 17 years of prolific experience in the IT industry. Hi, Vidyasagar, welcome.
Hi, Mohan. Thank you.
Yeah,
it's
great.
my pleasure to be here. Thanks for giving this opportunity.
Sure. So I deliberately didn't give away your entire biodata. Usually people do that. The other day we were talking and you were telling me about your career. It was a very fascinating journey, and I thought that it would be great and it would be of interest to all our listeners and viewers. And it would be great if you could take us through your career journey in your own words. So why don't we start with that? Please go ahead.
Oh, sure. Why not? My career started unexpectedly into this field. I started my career as a data analyst, though I have done my engineering in electrical and electronic engineering. After finishing my engineering, I got campus placed by Cognizant. And when I got my first job, I had a rarest opportunity to pick or to choose what I want. So I was given an opportunity to choose a programming language or a database programmer or a data analyst. And luckily, for some reason, I have choose the data analyst way. The reason I chose the data analyst way was the role was very interesting. I would be working with a team of data analysts and some statisticians where I have to pick a new programming language altogether called as SAS. SAS was called as the Statistical Analytical System. This was way back in 2006 I'm talking about, where analytics and other concepts of statistics is not that popular. But somehow my mind always inclined, okay, let's go the analytics way, let's choose that way. That's why I said I got an opportunity to choose between these three and I chose this way. Fortunate enough so that it actually transformed my entire career. If I have gone through DB2 or if I had gone through programming with something like Java, it would have been altogether a different journey, but I don't know why, what made me to think to go towards the data analyst way. That's how my career started. In the first few years, I, being an engineer, was playing a pure programming role where I do the data cleaning, data preparation, and then the cleaned data is actually used for different types of analytics. While working in that project for quite some time, roughly around 2 years, it gave me opportunity to explore the area of analytics and explore the area of statistics, which generated a lot of interest in me. And I chose to become a statistical analyst, and I joined Novartis as a statistical analyst, even though I wasn't that familiar with statistics, but picked a lot of the statistical concepts while working on there. Okay. Then I decided, okay, this is going to be my future. Analytics is going to be my future. It's fantastic. I already loved it. I was looking for courses because I wasn't trained professionally to be a statistician or to be an analytics professional. So I was exploring, is there a course that I can pick up which can really help me to get into the fold of analytics? Fortunate enough, that year, IIM Bangalore introduced a course called Business Analytics and Intelligence. Went through the curriculum. It was amazing. No hesitation. I picked up that course. It was in the year 2011, 2012. For the first 8 years into my career, or maybe 6 years into my career, I was working with some healthcare providers or pharmaceutical companies, being as a data analyst, right? Now that helped me when I actually got into the course to learn a lot about statistics, to learn a lot about analytics. Data science as a keyword didn't even exist then. It was in 2012 this term called data science was coined, and before that it was just referred to as advanced analytics. And that course, PAI, Business Analytics and Intelligence at IIM Bangalore, really carved my career path, whatever I am doing for the next 11 years or so.
Okay.
So from there, I joined Verizon as a data scientist. I was the first person to join Verizon as a data scientist, though it was not called as data scientist, right? At Verizon, I was there for 4.5 years into the consumer world, built a lot of different predictive analytics models like churn predictions, etc. I was gradually picking up skills, gradually picking up technologies that are essential. So from a SAS programmer to become a data scientist, I have to give up SAS and then pick R as my primary programming language during the initial days, from somewhere between 2012 to 2015. And since 2015, Python become more popular. So from R, we have to move towards Python programming, right? Skills were changing, programming tools were changing, but under the hood, the fundamental concepts of statistics, analytics, and slowly, which transformed itself into machine learning, is the foundation, right, on which I'm trying to build my career. At Verizon, I had an opportunity to work with amazing team, build the team, recruit a lot of new folks into it, work with business stakeholders who really helped us, who gave us the freedom to explore different aspects of machine learning, data science, applying it into the consumer area. From there, I got the opportunity to work with a startup called Inside View as an engineering manager. I was there for a very short stint, like a year or so. There were a couple of problems, machine learning problems, and I was onboarded to solve them. And as soon as I solved them, I was looking for a broader scope, a broader career prospect where I can really go ahead and start everything from scratch, build the data team, and through the journey, make myself a data professional, complete data professional. That's where Salesforce gave me that opportunity. I've been with Salesforce for close to 7 years by now. Again, at Salesforce, I was the first data scientist at Hyderabad office, and we were growing since then. That's my journey.
Fantastic. It's really awesome. Thank you, Vidyasagar. So now coming on to the main topic, the latest trends around AI, artificial intelligence, generative AI, and so on. I think one of the hottest topics is Google's Gemini, right? So last week, Google announced their large language model, which is supposed to be a competitor to GPT-4, OpenAI's GPT-4. And I think this week they have even given access. I was trying to access it as well. So I was just wondering, did you take a look at it? Did you get a chance to take a look at it? What are your impressions if you have done so?
Sure, it is pretty new though. But before going there, I would like to make one thing clear for our audience. See, AI is like an iceberg. What you
Yeah.
see is the tip of it, which is less than 10%, right?
Yeah.
What is hidden behind the scenes is the real AI. That's where the strength of the AI is. Right? So when we talk about AI today, everyone has this very fundamental understanding AI means generative AI. No, that is not true, right? The reason generative AI is becoming so popular is it it has taken out the technical difficulties out of anyone and made itself usable for any person with just a laptop or a smartphone. You can actually use generative AI. That is the reason people are becoming so comfortable. People are thinking AI is like generative AI, but that's not true. That's not only true, right? We will talk more about it. Coming to your question precisely, Mohan,
Yeah.
on the Gemini AI, right? Yes, I did try a few things in the past week or so. Some of the surprises that I would say is Gemini has been fantastic with other languages. I don't know if anybody have tried it with any of the Indic languages. Basically, I'm a Telugu speaking person and I have tried to give a few Telugu prompts. Believe me, the answers were amazing. I have tried the same with even GPT, but
Hmm.
I don't think GPT stands a chance over there because the vocabulary, the grammar, and the grammatical formation, and even the lipi that we call as like the not the English one, but the actual Telugu one. Everything has been so fantastic. That was a surprise for me, to be frank, right? Though Google has claimed a lot of other things that, hey, Gemini has been fantastic. It has scored better than its competitors in 30 out of 32 parameters that we typically use, and in this multitask, multi-language understanding framework, which was designed to test large language models. They even claim that it has beaten a human being. It has got a score of 90, which is better than a human being, right? That's all amazing, fantastic, no doubt about it. But from the ground level of some of the tests that I have run, the Indic languages or the response in Indic languages has been outstanding. I think it has really provided a opportunity, a platform for all the consumer companies in India to probably utilize and provide customer service in the local Indic languages. Imagine how amazing it could be to just type in Hindi or in Telugu and get a proper response with all the grammar, right? So that's probably the stepping stone which Gemini has cracked for the India market.
Fantastic. That's really great. I think I was experimenting a little bit. I just saw the videos and so on, but I didn't get a chance to actually try it out. But really interesting that you brought in the Indian context into this, and you tried how it can be used in Indian context. So that's really great. So at this point, I would also encourage or maybe put in a question for the viewers and audience. In case some of you have tried Google Gemini, and if you have some perspectives, please share in the chat, and we will try to, as we move along. We may not be able to respond to each and every comment, but if there is something interesting, we will pick it up. Just post it in the comment section. So just continuing on this, Vidya Sagar, like you rightly said, there is a lot of rapid development happening. Starting from predictive analytics, we move to machine learning, and then AI, and now generative AI, and the pace of this development, for lack of a better word, is more than even exponential, right? Not even exponential, it is more than exponential. And it is very hard to keep up with all of this, even though, folks like you and me who are actually in this domain find it hard to keep track of all of this. So we'll come to one more question around that. But I wanted to also understand how has AI impacted you be it professionally or personally, maybe over the last couple of years or months? Maybe if you can share some perspective, I think that would be great.
Oh, sure. First of all, I really feel for the new gen professionals who are starting their career right now and who is interested in AI. The reason is whatever that we took almost like 10, 12 years to learn, probably they have to do it in a span of a year.
Yeah,
That is
exactly.
that is a very, very steep learning
Yes.
curve, right?
Yes.
But fortunately, we don't have to go that way. Let me give you an example of this, what I mean here, right? For me, I really don't have to master LLM to be really successful in my job. As I said,
Yeah.
generative AI could be the new thing in the market, but doesn't mean that generative AI is capable of solving every business problem that we are trying to solve, right? There are a lot of other things in AI that are quite useful. Unless you think generative AI or LLM is the forte, which actually falls into NLP, then you have to focus your complete energy going towards the NLP side of the world. To quickly learn some basics of machine learning, then basics of deep learning, and then go towards the journey of becoming a NLP expert. That's where this journey falls into. There is other journey, which is the computer vision journey, where you quickly learn same machine learning and concepts of deep learning, but especially going towards the computer vision. You deal with images, you deal with videos, you deal with a lot of different media. That's a different journey altogether, right? No individual can actually master both these fields at the same time. It's beyond anybody's ability or imagination. If someone can, they can learn it in bits and pieces, but the journey has to be somewhere. But there is a third journey, which is very less spoken, which is called the classical machine learning. And in this Gen AI world, this classical machine learning is something that is very less spoken about. But believe me, as I said, the tip of the iceberg is you see, and the bottom of the iceberg, the classical machine learning, is what is being used in the industry even today. And if we take that journey, we have to really go through the hardship of learning everything from the core basics of statistics, math, and then the machine learning concepts, right? To stay updated, answering to the second part of your question. So you have to decide which journey is more appropriate for you. NLP journey, computer vision journey, the classical machine learning journey. These are the three journeys, right? To stay updated, carve out some time of yours every week. It could be a weekend or it could be a weekday, doesn't matter, right? Dedicate that time for purely learning purpose. You can read a book, you can follow a blog, you can read something, whatever you do, but do it very disciplined. Second, learning happens through interaction, not just by reading or not just following a blog or watching a video. No, that's not learning, right? Interaction in the sense, form a group or join a community online. Try to interact with them, try to share your ideas, try to post your ideas. Even if it is a friend circle of yours, try to post your thoughts on something that you have read, right? The common mistake people do is share articles, share links of blogs, share links of videos. Believe me, 50% of the time, or even more than that, we don't even open those links. We don't even open that, right? It's just there. If you look at my bookmarks, probably I have 100 plus bookmarks pending to read quite some time, for many months, right? So make it a practice that when you are sharing a link or when you are sharing a video or a blog, try to summarize what you have read from it, what you have understood from it, along with that share a link. Even if someone doesn't have the time to open the link and read it, at least they can have the takeaway summary of what you have read, right? That way, somebody can start interacting with you. Hey, can you tell me more about this particular point? What do you think? Even if not, even if they don't read, even if they don't interact, at some point in time, if they have to understand this particular topic, they remember, oh, this person has posted a blog about it and summarized it. Let me go through it, read it, and try to contact this person, right? That's how probably to stay up to date with all these latest happening trends. If we solely rely on individual learning, I'm sure we are not going to catch up in this journey. So we have to collaborate our learning across a group, across a community. Through the collaborative learning, we can stay up to date.
Fantastic. That's great, great advice, and I think I fully agree with you. There's so much to absorb and learn. I think if we just try to do individually all by ourselves, I think it's almost impossible. So, are there any specific blogs or newsletters or anything that you personally you have a personal preference, or you just go with the flow?
I just based completely on LinkedIn, and it has a whole dearth of blogs, everything posted. If I just look through my news feed, at least in the top 10 lists, there could be 3 or 4 fantastic posts or articles about what is happening in the industry. Where else to where else to keep updated, right? If we follow a particular blog or if we follow a particular channel, maybe we will get limited to only those inputs, right? But social media, power to you. It has everything in the news feed. Just you have to have time and patience to keep track of it. That's how I do. And some of the good things that I read, I repost them, I reshare them, so that others who have like-minded people like me, they will also have the benefit of reading it.
Great. I was able to bring my laptop back on. I hope the audio is still clear. Just see if.
It is clear. Audio is clear.
All right. Okay, great. Then let's keep going. I was also thinking, is there any on your personal side? Did you try anything on AI? Are there some demos or something you have in mind that you would like to show? Or
I don't have a demo or something that I can show away, right? Because everything would be in code form, right? There is like lot of code, and it's not a product that is like demoable. So that's why I can't demo it, but I can actually talk about it, right? Um, in my personal time, there are every person will have a hobby, and every person will follow something, right? I have many hobbies, and one of them is following weather across the globe, right? And that made me to look into some of the weather prediction models that are there out in the market, right? So you if you open your phone, you have some app like AccuWeather or a Foreca, whatever it is, right? So that will tell you the forecast for next 15 days. Is it sunny? Is it rainy? All good, right? But being an AI enthusiast, I can't stop there. I can't just be a consumer. I need to know how this is being done, what goes behind the scenes, right? And how is it being predicted? What type of models they do use? What is the scale of those models, right? If you look at those models, believe me, you would be even more mesmerized to know the scale of it, right? If you talk about GPTs, which are using billions of parameters, I think the weather models can easily beat them in terms of the number of parameters that they use, right? So having a hobby and aligning that hobby again back to some of the core professional skills that you have made me to go through, explore, and see, hey, what are some of the things being discussed there? What are some of the areas of research happening? Is there a way where I can participate in? Is there a way I can contribute to this, right? So that's where maybe like reading research papers, trying to collaborate with some of the researchers, help them in their research, writing code for them, right? So these are the things. It's not a product which is demoable, but practice your skills and use it in your hobby makes you much more satisfied.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely makes sense. So I have a small demo. Basically,
Please.
over the last couple of days, there was one very interesting application called TL Draw. Again, I would also put this link for the viewers as well. I just want to also mention that since my laptop is crashing, I suspected my camera, and that's the reason I switched off my camera, and now it seems to be working, and I don't want to mess with it and ruin the session, so please bear with me.
No
So
problem.
let me just show this. There is a very interesting application which came out recently, which is called TL Draw, and I will just put this link as well. Maybe this can be shared with the audience. And let me share my screen first. Yes. Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
All right, great. So this is a fantastic application called TL Draw, and let me just minimize this here. And I will put this link as well for our learners. Some of you must have already seen this and played around. It was going viral. So what this does is, and in the interest of time, I already put some stuff here. This basically translates an image or a drawing into a real application. And it actually generates the code as well, right? So the way it works is you put a drawing. In this case, just to keep it simple, I'm just building like a timer. Okay, so I tell how the layout should be. I drew this. I have this here, a drawing thing. From here, I can pick up the pen and draw it. And then I just put in plain English saying that, here on this, you display timer starting from in this format, 0000, increasing by 1 second. And I say that this is the start button, this is the stop button, this is the reset button, right? And I don't specify any additional functionality or anything like that. And then I say, okay, you maintain the shape and so on. And all you need to then do is you need to obviously put your API, OpenAI API code here. So my key is here, so you won't be able to see it after we put it there. And then all we need to do is just select this, okay, this entire portion, and we say click on make real. Okay, and it goes. It actually opens up a window somewhere in the side. Okay, let me just remove this. Yeah, this window here. So you see here it is working behind the scenes. It just takes maybe, since it's not a very complicated application, it should just return it in a minute. Yeah. So you see here it has pretty much done what I wanted. And when I click on start, it starts the counter. And when I click on stop, it stops it. And again, I can continue, say start, it will continue from there. And then when I press on reset, it resets, right? Pretty straightforward. And in fact, there are a few more examples. I will just quickly show you. I will not go into all the details, but I think there are a few more. Do we have there? Okay, no, I think there is only one page. Now, the beauty is that this is not just just a dummy visual or anything like that. This is real code, right? So you can even copy this link, put it into another tab, it will work, and then you can copy the HTML and put it in a, you can really put it on a website and run it and so on, right? So that's, I thought this was really amazing. And in case some of you from the audience have tried this, I think it will be great to hear from you, because this seems to have gone viral. Many of you must have already tried. But the beauty is this enables anybody to create applications. And by the way, that you don't even have to draw, right? So you can even just write in plain English saying, create a counter for me. But the only challenge may be that the buttons placement, this, that may not be to your liking. So it helps to have that image provided there, and it will take it up. Great. So moving on, the other challenge, Vidyasagar, is since there is so much coming along, right? There is every day there is a new large language model or a new platform or a new application. So how do you decide which ones to adopt and which ones to explore for your AI solutions or for your application development?
Okay. Basically, we read about everything. Let's say Gemini is there, immediately the curious person in you wanted to try something, right? You have to wait maybe like a day or two, but then the anxiety and the curiosity of what it can do, how it can do, will keep you kicking inside, right? So that will make you to go and try something, right?
Yeah.
So by trying simple things, you get a hang of what its capabilities are. Okay. The next step is think of a situation or think of a solution where the capabilities can be used and build a small prototype. Like I said, for anybody in the industry, especially who are working as applied data scientists, for us, the bigger goal is to solve business problems. I may have interest into hundreds of things, but that doesn't really matter, right? It's only for learning for me. What is the business goal? The business goal is to solve the business problems, right? Now, see an area where you can utilize this and build a small prototype. And if it works out, then think about, is it scalable? Can we convert this into a large scale solution that can address the business problems, right? If yes, then go ahead with it. Otherwise, carry forward the learning, move away. Maybe in future you get another opportunity where you can try it again. You can, right? But not everything that we try or we learn will end up into a working solution. Never, right? Learn, build a prototype, find a use case. Is it scalable? Implement. Otherwise, carry forward the learning. That's how to keep it simple.
Great. I think great advice there. So along the same lines, I know now AI is basically used in every industry, and I know including generative AI. So in the interest of time, let's narrow down to maybe one particular area which is related to you. Salesforce is the leader in customer experience space. So how are companies leveraging AI to enhance customer experience and engagement and so on?
It depends on what type of company we are. Is it a B2C or is it a B2B, right?
Yeah.
B2C again has multiple types of B2C. It could be a social media company, it could be a streaming service, or it could be a manufacturing company which is selling cars or automobiles to you. But for all of these, one of the fundamental goals of the business is to keep their customers engaged. Engagement is one area where any company, irrespective of B2B, B2C, this AI can play a significant role, right? And we all have experienced it in multiple ways. If it is a streaming service, like Netflix, whatever it is, right? You get recommendations based on your watching history, your past states. This kind of give you content that might be of interesting to you. They help you to discover new tastes, everything, right? So that's your engagement. Another area is customer service. Being a B2C or any company, customers still have problems and they will reach out to us, and they will reach out to us in multiple different ways. How do we solve their problems? How easy it is for them to get interaction with us? How easy it is to solve their problems, right? Are we proactively able to discover their intent, why they are reaching to us? Are we proactively able to identify the solution, which can be like self self done, right? Like a self help, right? If not, what is the minimal time that we can address it? All of these areas are where companies are able to invest and make make AI as their core um, core concept to address these problems, right? Right from onboarding a customer to renewal or retention of a customer, every piece of the journey a customer takes today is being supported by AI behind the scenes. And we as Salesforce are not different, right? We are the customer service company, right? For us, customers is everything, right from onboarding a customer to retaining them to renewing them. Everything behind the scenes is powered by AI.
Yeah, that's great. I think you also touched upon probably in the beginning, customer service, and you said that you tried Gemini, and it worked very well in Telugu language. I think this is very, very crucial for India. We may have speech recognition, but the problem is our country people speak so many different languages, right? So I think that is probably where AI can play a big role. And I must say, I just want to share a couple of experiences, at least one. The other day, I think I was reaching out to HDFC Bank, and I was surprised that they have completely AI enabled it, in the sense that there was no typical IVR. It wasn't a typical IVR. It was just speech recognition, and it was recognizing what I'm saying and also reconfirming. I think you wanted this, right? And so on, right?
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. But the problem is, now let's say somebody from a different language background wants to do this. Obviously, it will fail. And I think that is where predominantly, I think AI can really play a big role in translation, right? Multiple languages very quickly. They can be, the speaker can be speaking in a different language. The listener can be knowing a different language. Real-time translation can happen. I think that's one use case I can think of, right? Anyway, so moving on. So this was one. I just wanted to pick your brain. Did you see any surprising or innovative ways of using AI, maybe in a lesser known industry, just in case?
Okay, I can give you an example because I was talking to some of my friends in a different industry recently, right? This idea itself is like mind blowing, right?
Okay.
Just imagine you see a full length movie with an actor or actress who doesn't even exist.
Interesting.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing already, right?
Yes.
Even better, right? Let's say there is a favorite actor or actress of past who is no more, and you are able to deliver a complete movie with him or her acting in it in a full-fledged role.
Yes.
It's possible, right?
Yes.
You can't even imagine how people are thinking of leveraging AIs, right? Movies is something as a Indian is very close to our heart, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Whatever the language that we speak,
Mm.
we watch multiple language movies, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, the industry is also trying to change how they want to showcase, how they want to use AI. Previously, maybe AI was heavily used in CGI, right?
Mm. Yes.
But that's like how much you can show in CGI. It's going to be like uh, at one point in time, people will get bored out of that extreme CGI. Now imagine innovative ways. And this kind of ideas was like, oh my God, already you guys are talking about it in industry. That's amazing, right? Probably the less imagined area of AI impact, but yeah, this could be an example.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. I think we talk about deep fakes, but it is referred to in a negative way. But the technical term, of course, is synthetic data, right? So
See,
creating stars and so on. Yeah, I think that's a yeah. Go ahead.
tech, technology is here. Some
Yes.
of them, some of them who utilizes it in a negative way
Yeah. Correct.
might be giving ideas to other people to use it in a positive way, right? The deep fake might have triggered someone to think about, oh, I can use it like this. Then
Correct.
why not use it in a positive way,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. No, I know there are immense possibilities. While of course the challenges with ethics and fall this very powerful technology falling in the hands of bad guys and so on is always there, that risk. But the positives, in my opinion, do overweigh. Uh, all right. So switching gears now, let's talk a little bit around careers in AI. I think probably our viewers and learners would be interested. Let me ask let me start by asking, how do you foster a culture of learning and innovation in your team?
Okay. See, data scientists are already uh, very good enthusiasts when it comes to learning. They thrive in a
Mhm.
very good learning environment, right? So I really don't have to foster a culture because they keep me on my toes to say, hey, where is the next opportunity to learn something new, right?
Yeah.
We always, unless we are extremely busy into the work that we do, we always carve out some time for like personal learning and as well as collaborative learning.
Mhm.
Uh, create You might be busy all throughout the year, no doubt about it. That's how businesses run. But carve out a space for hackathon, run it for a few days, provide opportunity for team members to participate in, and give them free hand to learn, innovate, and probably you might get the next best idea out of it, right? Hackathons are probably the best way of providing opportunity for anybody who is
True.
already into data science to learn.
Mm.
Second, have lunch and learn sessions, have internal conferences, or just have a coffee chat once in a while in a week where you talk about how you spent your day over the weekend, what paper did you read, and make sure that you are sharing your learning and you are also passing on all the material that is required if somebody is interested in doing so. That's how it is done.
Great. Yeah, that's really sounds very interesting. Now, what kind of skills and competencies do you say look for when hiring people for your team?
Okay. Um, One of the less spoken about skill set as a data scientist is writing clean and efficient code.
Mm.
It might be a surprise for a lot of people because I know how data scientists take their journey. Data scientists take their journey by the foundational mathematics. That's where it kickstarts. You go to anybody who is either aspiring to become a data scientist or who has been a data scientist for quite some time. You talk to them, they would probably say, hey, first we have learned basic statistics, probability, linear algebra, mathematics, and then a lot of machine learning techniques, etc. All good. But the less spoken skill set, which is very essential for a data scientist, is writing clean and efficient code.
Right.
There is no compromise on your ML skill. It is essential, but on top of it, this is even more essential. Otherwise, believe me, a lot of data scientists who are very good in concept with respect to machine learning can still struggle to develop data products that can scale. The second part of it is data scientist, or the role of a data scientist is always thought in the form of like an interactive developer, not like a typical software developer. Okay.
Yeah.
You interact with tools where, let's say, you use notebooks, Jupyter notebooks, or whatever it is, where it interactively tells you a lot of output, and then you construct based on that, right? But at the end of the day, when you think about a AI product, you have to think of a AI product like any other software engineering product, and we need to inculcate that behavior, right?
Yeah.
3, the infrastructure part. Everybody, when they practice on their laptops. That's how we start our journey. But in a professional environment, you are not going to use your laptop to do your data science work. There will be either a cloud-based infrastructure. Some of them still have a physical infrastructure with some middleware and some software installed on it. You collaborate across your team through Git, and you try to use AWS, Databricks, Azure, whatnot, right? So you have to be familiar with a typical development environment, and maybe one infrastructure that you are familiar with.
Yeah.
So that your journey as a data scientist becomes seamless, right? So you need to be very good enough in ML, no doubt about it. But the add-on skills, which most of the people don't pay attention to, is like clean, efficient code, infrastructure, and the software engineer mindset. If these 3 are there, they are definitely going to stand out in their career being a data scientist.
Super. Actually, my next question, some of it you already answered, is around, what kind of advice would you give students or professionals who are looking to start a career in AI or data science?
See, if I have to look back at my career and see how I have learned and what I would like to change, this is something that I would like to change, right? I spent a whole lot of time in understanding the concepts of machine learning, the foundational math, the foundational concepts of machine learning. Almost 80% of my effort went into there.
Right.
What I would have changed now if I am learning is I would pick, let's say, top 10 algorithms that are very frequently used. I don't have to learn a whole bunch of machine learning, all of them at once. Maybe even top 5 algorithms that are heavily used in the industry. Try to learn about them. Keep the math and all to the level to which you are comfortable, right?
Yeah.
But focus on building a solution and implementing a solution end to end, right from writing clean code to ML ops. Everything you have to do by yourself, right? That way, it would be much faster to become a applied data scientist in the industry. But if you just keep spending 80% of your effort on learning the concept of machine learning itself, it's good. But when you go to the industry, you would still struggle. Do it the reverse way. Spend less amount on machine learning skill at the beginning, because machine learning skill is a journey. It's going to stay with you even after 10 years. You need a particular machine learning algorithm. Believe me, you spend a couple of weeks, you would get very comfortable with it. But for you to be successful in your job right from the day one, these are the things like clean code, ML ops, infrastructure. They are very essential. Focus on that. Pick them.
Great. I think so. What you're saying is when you're starting in the beginning, have at least a good idea about the end-to-end, how the whole thing works, right?
Works,
So
yes.
go a little wide and less deep. And once you get a good hang, then anyway, you can go deeper and deeper in a particular area. I think very good advice. I think this also ties back to your earlier, you mentioned, you need to also decide which area, whether you want to focus on image, you want to focus on speech or NLP, because everybody cannot do everything. But at least, yeah. But in the beginning, you need to have a little all-round idea and in the beginning, and then great advice for people who want to start. I think that's a great advice. Now, the next point is you did mention in the introduction about your career that you did a course from IIM Bangalore, and that played a big role in your career advancement. So can you, based on that, can you talk a bit around how important continued learning and upskilling is for a successful career?
That is the key. There is no stoppage to learning if you choose data science as your career. You cannot do that. If you do that, believe me, you are falling back and your career won't make good progress. If you have to really grow in this industry, not only progress and maybe come to a standstill at some point in time, right? Now, Gen AI or large language models didn't exist a few years back.
Yeah.
Right? When we were learning, it was mainly statistical based learning. We used to even call it as statistical learning, not even machine learning those days. In this industry, continuous learning is the key to success. That's why I kept saying the same thing again and again throughout the session. Carve out some time of you every week and be disciplined to spend that time into learning or into practicing something. Stay up to date. Otherwise, this journey is going to be the toughest journey.
Absolutely right. So gone are the days where you learn one programming language and then that stays with you for life. I think that is not applicable anymore, because it's changing. Of course, programming language will be there, but that's just one example. But other skills, there is so much advancement. So there is one question from one of our viewers, Devraj Mukherjee. Maybe it's a good question, very relevant to what this segment I get. So
yep. I can see the question.
You can
I can
see,
answer.
Yeah, please
I can see the question. I can answer.
Yeah.
Right? See, when we talk about AI,
let me just also read out the question in case some of them have not picked. So Devraj says, I have 19 years experience in Java based technologies. Is it advisable to switch to AI at this stage? Yeah, please go ahead with this.
My answer is straightforward, yes. Then I will give you the reason why.
Go ahead.
Now, when we talk about AI, everyone thinks of AI as a core machine learning engineer who is trying to build applications. No, that is not true. Have any one of you heard a role called prompt engineer?
I'm sure many of them would have heard.
Many of them. If you haven't, please go ahead and explore that role, prompt
engineer. Yeah.
Yes, one of the very niche and growing role close to AI, right? These are the people who might not build a AI solution like a typical data scientist or an AI engineer will build, but these people knows the nitty-gritties of how a AI solution, a particular AI solution works. For example, in this case, a large language model works, and fine tunes it, like coaches it literally in giving the right prompts and correcting the right output so that it improves over a period of time and it delivers a solution in an area, in a business area, which right now it is not able to. Isn't that a fantastic role all by itself? It is AI, but not the core foundational AI, right? The another role, which is very less spoken about in the AI journey, is the role of a product manager in AI. A lot of people who have 10, 15, or even sometimes says 20 years of experience, you have probably seen applications, you have probably seen solutions, you have probably seen architectures, the best of solutions, the best of architectures in solving business problems, right? You can be that product manager. You have to understand AI, but maybe that is like 20% of it. But you will know the technical systems. You will know how the architecture is built for a particular company and how AI can actually fit into it, right? So there are a lot of non-functional roles do exist in this AI journey, but people are not even aware of it. And such roles, people who have excellent experience, many years of experience into programming and all, they can fill these roles. Being a product manager in AI field is probably one of the best roles existing in the industry right now. That's how it is.
Great, great. I hope, Devraj, that answers your question. I think there was another from Prabhu, but he just said hi, and there is Prabhu. If you want to go ahead and post your question, do it so. But I think we kind of pretty much have come to the end of today's session. So, any closing remarks, Vidyasagar, you would like to make? How do you see
I
the
would
future maybe
I
of it?
would like to make only one request from people, right? Either you are a AI engineer or a machine learning expert or just AI user. One of the gray areas for this is keeping the ethics, right?
Oh, yes, that's a very key point. Yes, yeah.
We as an individual have to take that complete ownership and responsibility of using it or developing it with the right frame of mind, with the responsible, being a responsible citizen, right? Any powerful tool, if not used, believe me, it will be like the power of it will be cut down.
Yeah.
We don't want the governments to get involved into this and then start governing everything and make our lives even more critical. If we as a individual take that responsibility, hey, let me not abuse it, let me use it in the right way, let me develop in the right way, let's not use it in a discriminative way, abusive way, then this technology is going to be powerful. It is, that responsibility is on all of us, and we need to make that promise for ourselves. That's probably my closing comments.
I think a great point. Just on that, I think EU has already brought in some, regulations which will get effective probably in a year or two. But I think you're very right. Unless we ourselves, as a community, AI community, we don't do it, then yes, regulations will come in and that will stifle innovation. So before we close, I think there is one more question from Dr. Ganesh. Is it okay, Vidyasagar, a couple of minutes, you don't mind?
I
Uh,
don't. Yeah, I have time. No
so let
problem.
me just repeat for the audience. So Dr. Ganesh has a question and he says, I'm from healthcare industry, so I'm assuming you're a medical doctor because your name says Dr. Ganesh. Can I go for this field? I think very interesting question, AI and healthcare. Vidyasagar, what do you say?
I fortunately worked in this industry during the first 8 years of my career. It's called Health Economics and Outcomes Research. And believe me, there were doctors in my team.
Wow.
We used to deal with data that has IDC codes, which are called as diagnosis codes, IDC 10, IDC 9. We have HCPCS, drugs, that falls into multiple areas, right? I am just an analyst. I don't know the terminology of what these diagnosis codes are. They will say 402.11. It's like type 2 diabetes, in that there are like a lot of different things. This is where doctors in our team used to help us understand some of these terminologies, right? We can only deal with the data, but the domain knowledge is very key. So health economics and outcomes research is an area which is helping multiple parties. It could be insurance companies, it could be pharmaceuticals, it could be hospitals, and it could be the individuals who are the end people who get benefited with the right amount of predictive analytics that can help them. For insurance companies, it could be like, how can I do a pre-approval for this treatment? For a individual, it could be like, what could be the right place to get this treatment done, right? I think that's the area. You can read about it, HEOR, Health Economics and Outcomes Research. That's probably the area AI is going to play a significant role in the next few years. And you as a doctor can be really helpful in developing some of those complex solutions, right? Let's say there is an emergency, someone calls to the hospital, they just explain it in their own terms what it is, automatically be able to tell you what type of ambulance is needed, what are all needs to be there, who is the doctor that should be available by the time they arrive. Don't you think it would be a lot more better place to live in?
Fantastic. I think that's a great explanation. I hope, Dr. Ganesh, that helps you. So yeah, I think with that, we really come to the end of today's session. Vidyasagar, it was a real pleasure. I know this is a very busy time of the year for you, you mentioned, and in spite of that, you took out time. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really owe you one. So next time you happen to be in Bangalore, let's catch up in person and maybe have a dinner or maybe at least a coffee. And to all the participants, a big thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the session, and I'm sure there were lots of nuggets from Vidyasagar you will be able to take back. With that, we end the session today. Stay tuned for more thought-provoking discussions on technology and its application for our future. Until next time, stay curious, keep exploring. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohan, for having me. Thank you, Vamlesh, for.
Thank you. Bye-bye.